Good morning, Stewart's Chapel. Brother Don Pierson here, and Don Counts. We're at the Harris's farm. It's Wednesday's devotion, and we are leaving the finishers. There's probably many more, but those are all the only ones. And I want to take a new direction as we're continuing looking at characters. I want to talk about men and women of peace. Women of peace. That may be a language, a word, a phrase that you're not used to. Anyone that's served on the mission field, they're very familiar with that. You're taught in your training as a missionary to be very observant, watchful, looking for, seeking men and women of peace. They're people, they're bridge people. They're people that give you access to other people, to large groups of people. They may or may not have the gift of evangelism. That's not necessary. You're looking for them as bridge people, as a doorway into a community or a people. In Belize, I was constantly looking for men of peace. Sometimes they would show up on my door. A man from a community came looking for me and for Roaring River, and next thing I know, I was in Roaring River. Sometimes you meet them in the hospital. John Brasino was met on his deathbed, and God miraculously healed him, and he became the man of peace into the village of Armenia. They're everywhere. But in the United States, we don't really look for them. And be honest with you, until here recently, I kind of almost forgot about it. I don't know how you wipe out 20-some years of ministry where your whole focus is looking for people of peace. But I believe Stewart's Chapel needs to be looking for them as well. They show up sometimes in church, and sometimes you find them outside of church. There's one scripture I want to take you to, and when I read it, you're going to think, what in the world does that have to do with people of peace? It's one of the verses that I probably repeat more than any other verse, at least in counseling and to myself. It's found in James, the book of James, chapter 1, verse 19. So then, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath, for the wrath of man does not produce the righteousness of God. Quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. That verse means other things to me. It means that I need to be quick to listen and slow to speak. I'm not good at that. And I'm not real good at slow to anger either. But in relationship to a man of peace, that's probably the main characteristic I have found with them. They are individuals that are all ears. I mean, they give you their full attention. You know that they're listening and watching. They're all ears. They're all eyes. They're very slow to speak, but when they speak, you know, oh my goodness, that was a word from God. But you know what the other thing is? They are not only good at being slow to anger, they have all of their emotions in check. They have an incredible presence of self-control, of all emotions. They just have it taken care of. Those kind of men of peace have been very valuable to missionaries throughout time. Some of them have become my very, very best and dearest friends. Mr. Bardalis was a man of peace. Mr. Bardalis was killed, murdered on his little farm at an age when he should have been watching his great-grandchildren grow up. He was a good man. Bad things happen to men of peace. Just because you're quick to listen, slow to speak, and got your emotions in check doesn't mean that people won't take advantage of you. So here's the thing. Listen to me very carefully. A man of peace or a woman of peace is used greatly by God, but the enemy is always hunting them. I hope I will always, or at least strive to be, a man of peace. What about you? What are you? Are you a bridge, a doorway to others? Are you one that is quick to listen, slow to speak, not only slow to anger, but you got your emotions in check? Love you, Stewart's Chapel.